Good morning. We will be starting the third chapter of chemistry, synthetic fibers and plastic. So what all will be studying in this chapter? Introduction about the chapter, synthetic, what are synthetic fibers, types of synthetic fibers, characteristics of synthetic fibers, plastic, applications of plastic, characteristics of plastic and environment. So we will be dealing with these topics in our lesson synthetic fibers and plastic. Now first and foremost, let us understand what are synthetic fibers. Now before that, first let us understand what are fibers. Now fibers are the woven thread which are naturally available, or which are what you can say, which are derived from plants and animals, or which are artificially prepared in the laboratory. We say fabric, right? We say fibers. So these can be artificial or this can be naturally available. So synthetic fibers are of basically two types, that is natural synthetic fiber or we call artificial synthetic fiber. We also call this as a natural fiber. Now when we talk about natural fiber, they are derived from plants and animals. Now what fibers are derived from plants? Cotton, jute, etc. What fibers can be derived from animals? Silk, wool. So these are derived from animals. So we call them under natural fibers. Then what are artificial synthetic fibers? Artificial synthetic fibers are man-made synthetic fibers which are artificially prepared by a human being or in the laboratory what we prepare. Now, what are the synthetic fibers made up of? Now we know that natural fibers are derived from plants and animal sources, right? So what is a synthetic fiber made up of? Now suppose if I give you an example, these are pearls. So these pearls are joined together, right? What do we get? We get a pearl set, right? So these are joined together. Now each pearl here, now I call this as a pearl set because each pearl are joined one to another with a link, correct? So here each pearl is called as a monomer. For example, now what is a monomer? Monomer is nothing but one unit, one pearl. Now we cannot call that as a pearl. Pearl set was just an example to give you. Beads also what we can tell. So each bead here represents one unit. That one unit is called as a monomer. Such many monomers are interlinked or joined together to form one chain, right? So monomers combine together to form one chain kind of a structure which is called as a polymer. Now, what do you mean by the word polymer? It is derived from the Greek word poly means many, mer means unit. So, which is derived from many single units are put together and formed as a polymer. So, now synthetic fiber is made out of a polymer, what we can say. Now, well, what about natural fiber? Natural fiber is also made out of a polymer called as a cellulose. Right? Now cotton, what we can say, it is made out of a cellulose, a natural fiber. Now what is a monomer or what is a single unit here? Here the single unit is a monomer, right, of a synthetic fiber. Here monomer of a cellulose or of a cotton fiber is nothing but a glucose, right? We only study in brief about this natural fiber, its polymer and polymerization. You again have this in your higher classes later. So I repeat, synthetic fibers are made up of polymers. Now what are polymers? Many monomers, units of monomers join together to form a structure which is called as a polymer. Now which are the different types of synthetic fibers? Let us see. These are the types of fabrics we use in our day-to-day life. We all must have come across these words or these type of fabrics. They are rayon, nylon, polyester and acrylic. Now here we have only termed artificial fibers. We haven't termed about natural fibers. We'll discuss about that later. So rayon, nylon, polyester and acrylic. Let us learn about each of the synthetic fibers. What are its special features or characteristics and where do we use them, right? Let's learn them in detail. So let us first study about the first two synthetic fibers. We'll start with the first one, rayon. Rayon is also called as a artificial silk. Now what happens, silk is very expensive, right? So rayon is less expensive than silk. It gives the look of the silk but it is not actual silk. That is why the name artificial silk. Now if you go to a market to buy silk materials or saris or dresses, you also hear shopkeepers telling sometimes it is silk but it is called as an artificial silk, which is nothing but a rayon. So it is termed as an artificial silk, a little less expensive than silk. It is obtained from natural source. Now though it is a synthetic fiber, but still this is obtained from a natural source, means it is obtained from a plant source, which is nothing but a wood pulp. Now it is not actually it does not come under natural fiber. So wood pulp is a raw material used to prepare a rayon, right? So we use wood pulp, a natural source, as a raw materials. We require certain material. It is not naturally available, rayon. We have to prepare them. But how do we prepare them? We prepare them using a raw material from a natural source, that is wood pulp. Then, so basic properties or characteristics what we look in rayon is it absorbs moisture, comfortable to wear. So it absorbs moisture, that means it can absorb water, comfortable to wear, as it is less expensive than silk. Where all we use it? We use it in carpets, clothes, bed sheets, suits, jackets, flags, etc. We also use this in an automobile tire cord because of its very good strength. So this is about rayon, which is termed as a artificial silk. Next second, we'll move on to the nylon. Nylon is the first synthetic man-made fiber without using any raw materials. That means here, this also will come under synthetic fiber, but we have used a plant source as a raw material, right? So here, this is the first synthetic man-made fibers which is made from chemicals. That is why first synthetic fiber, rayon, is prepared using a raw material which is a natural source. First synthetic man-made fiber without using any raw materials. Then with what do we prepare them? We prepare this with coal, water, petroleum, air, etc. These are not raw materials what you can term as, because this is naturally a plant source. This is completely different from this. Okay. So prepared from coal, water, petroleum and air. Then, so what are the features? It is lustrous. Lustrous means it gives a good shine. Easy to wash, dries quickly, that means it is water resistant, does not absorb much water, right? It is also elastic in nature. Now the main application of a nylon is used in rock climbing. Why? Because the nylon thread what is used in the rock climbing is termed to be much stronger than a steel wire. So the strength is much better than a steel wire. So nylon or nylon material is used in, you can say, parachute ropes, rock climbing, toothbrushes, tents, sleeping bags, etc. So that it is easy to clean, wash and it also dries quickly. Now we move on to our next synthetic fibers. Polyester is the next synthetic fiber which we will be studying. So polyester is made from chemicals. So the word tells us here, poly means many, ester means chemical. Ester is a fruity smelling chemical. We study about ester in your 10th grade. So it is made from chemicals, poly many and ester means chemical. So polyester which does not get wrinkled, easy to wash, suitable for dress materials. Now the materials or or the dresses, saris or anything what we wear which are made out or made from polyester do not get wrinkled easily. That means you need not iron them. Now the cotton clothes, when we wear it for a day, for an hour, that gets crumpled, right? But polyester will not get wrinkled very easily. So it is very rough and tough which we can use it. So there are different polyester fibers, or you can tell here is Terylene is one of the most popular polyester fiber. PET is one of the most important or the most popular polyester fiber. Terylene is drawn into fine fibers and can be woven into yarn. So thin fibers what we can draw from one of the popular type of a fiber which is made from polyester, which is called as a terylene, a type of a polyester. Another type of a polyester fiber, the most popular one is PET. PET. You might have heard about this PET. We usually tell PET bottles, PET jars, right? So they are used in making bottles, utensils, wires, etc. Next, now polyester when mixed with cotton gives you polycot. Polyester when mixed with wool gives you polywool. Now when you go to a garment store to buy certain clothes, materials, etc., sometimes the shopkeeper tells you this is polycot, this is wool. That is nothing but it is a combination. Polyester is mixed with a certain another fabric. So polyester mixed with cotton known as a polycot, polyester mixed with wool known as polywool. Now this polyester, a thinnest fiber what we call in that is terylene. This terylene when we mix with cotton we get as a terrycot. So you can go to market and do a research on that. What are the different types of fabrics, or you can come across by touching those texture. How terrycot will you feel like when you touch it? How does a polywool or a polycot, polyester, when you touch, what is a texture feeling? You come to know only once you come across these type of materials. So these polycot, polywool and terrycot are called as blended fibers. Blended fibers because we mix them with something and a fiber is prepared out of it. Now where do we use this polyester? We all know that, of course, dresses, saris, what we wear, because they do not get crumpled easily. We use them in dresses, curtains, saris, magnetic recording tapes, sailboats, water hoses, etc. Many different applications we have of polyester. So the last synthetic fiber we will see now is acrylic. Now the fourth and the last synthetic fiber, which is nothing but acrylic. Now acrylic is termed as an artificial wool. Now how we term rayon as an artificial silk, similarly acrylic is termed as an artificial wool. That means naturally woven woolen clothes or woolen fabric is much expensive. But when we talk about acrylic material, they are less expensive than the woolen clothes. So they resemble woolen clothes, right? So why do we use acrylic? Because they are strong, lightweight and they are warm. Now basically when we wear sweaters, gloves, scarves, etc., of course some of them are naturally made from wool, but most of them what we get are made from acrylic, that is artificial wool what we talk about. Why this is better than wool if you compare that? Now storage thing when it comes, you need to use naphthalene balls, it's most insect repellent things when you have to store woolen clothes. But these acrylic synthetic fibers are moth resistant. That means they do not attract any insect, moth, etc. You can store easily, you can wash them easily. Where do we use them? We use it for sweaters, blankets, gloves, fur for making toys. Now the gloves which I am using here, actually we think this is made out of wool, but actually this is made out of acrylic, that is nothing but a artificial wool synthetic fiber. Now there we complete the different types of synthetic fiber. What are they, how it is prepared, and what are the applications in our day-to-day life. So in tomorrow's class we will understand that why are we using this, or what are the basic characteristics of these synthetic fibers. Now anything that is available to us either it is a man-made or either it is artificial, they have their own advantages and disadvantages. We will also study or will understand about the advantages as well as disadvantages of synthetic fibers in our next class. So in today's class, if you have any doubt, you can call on the same day of the video set. Thank you.